Good evening, and welcome to the 2015 Dover Adult Learning Center of Stratford County graduation. I have just a couple of quick announcements before we start the ceremony. There are emergency exits located around the auditorium. Please locate the one that's nearest you and use it in the case of an emergency. Please remember that there is no smoking prohibited anywhere on school grounds by state law. And if you have some younger guests, and I see we have a lot of them here tonight, which is wonderful, there are a few activities out in the lobby. If they would be happier to be coloring, then feel free to go get some coloring books and crayons. And finally, there are refreshments in the lobby after the ceremony, and I hope that you will all join us for those as we celebrate our graduates. For the announcements. Tonight we gather to honor the 155 individuals who have completed their high school education with Dover Adult Learning Center. We have 50 of them seated here with us in all their splendor tonight. And we're here to share in their pride and their joy, and as a community, we applaud their accomplishments. Again. Graduates, you did it. You have completed your high school education, and that is one of life's most significant milestones. After all the hard work, the successes, and the stumbles, and the stops and the starts, you've reached your goal. I hope you'll take a moment to enjoy this feeling, this pride, and this satisfaction. Tonight, you are joined by your friends and your family members who supported you along your journey and who encouraged you, and by the teachers and the staff of Dover Adult Learning Center who welcomed you into their classrooms and into their hearts. We have all witnessed your hard work, and we've seen you through the challenges, and we're all very proud of you. Also here tonight to celebrate your achievement are the DALC Board of Directors, counselors, principals, superintendents, and program coordinators from Dover and school districts all around Stratford County who also helped you along the way. We have, year after year, these people have made sure that every single student in Stratford County has the opportunity to learn and to reach their educational goals. Each person in this room has played a critical role in bringing you to this moment. I want to welcome and thank each and every one of you. Now, Superintendent Dr. Elaine Arbor has congratulations for the graduates.
Good evening and welcome to the 2015 Adult High School graduation. I have to tell you that I always enjoy graduation ceremonies for adult high school programs, and there are a couple of reasons for that. One is that you are surrounded by many people who have helped you get to where you are today. But more importantly, it's because you have all taken your own very unique journeys to get to where you are. You have chosen to be here and to take on this challenge, and you have succeeded. And I think that if you take just a moment, as Ms. Strand said, and think about that, think about your unique journeys and how you have come to where you are this evening, there is a lot to be proud of there. That is an accomplishment. I also believe that the learning and the work that you have done embody lifelong learning and dedication in a way that many other activities in our lives don't necessarily show. And there's a body of research that talks about mindset. And I'll give you the nutshell version rather than the clinical version. But really what it's talking about is that people who are successful have a growth mindset. And what that means is that rather for waiting for life to happen to you and then saying, I have good luck or I have bad luck, you are choosing to make your opportunities. You're making your own luck by taking on the things that help you get to where you want to be in life. And tonight's ceremony is one of those moments that marks that point in time for you. It is my very great honor to be a part of this milestone in your lives, and I hope with all my heart that you make this one of many significant milestones in your journey. Congratulations. Mayor Karen Weston will be next.
Good evening. For you that don't know me, I am Karen Weston, Mayor of the City of Dover. And for me, this is a wonderful opportunity because the Dover Adult Learning Center is something that the Dover City Council and the entire City of Dover is very supportive of. Each and every one of you have now, after tonight, an opportunity for success that ultimately it will be your responsibility after tonight to take this day forward, to set new goals, and to become successful. As I told the graduating class of Dover High School's class of 2015 just Wednesday night, that each and every one of you need to set a goal that's reachable. And once you do succeed at that goal, you may have some failures that come along, but stand strong and forge straight ahead. And once you succeed with that goal, and which is actually tonight's graduation, and like Dr. Arbor said, that you're here by choice. You set your goal to get your education, and after tonight, you all need to be very, very proud of what you've done. And actually, your family should be very proud of you. And by looking at the number of people that are here tonight, your support group is huge. And so that even more so, and actually for your families too, each and every one of you should be very, very proud of yourselves. Because if you hadn't set that goal, you wouldn't be sitting here. And it goes to, for whatever the reasons are that you had to come back and get your education this way, those are now in the past. And the only thing you have to look forward to is your future. And one thing that you can say is that you've done it. I did it. I succeeded. And I also want you to know that it's very important to the city to have its residents become successful. And by supporting Dover Adult Learning Center, the City of Dover proves that, and hopefully you'll all understand that. So I hope that you'll take everything that you have learned, which should be a huge amount of information, and use it. Put everything you've learned to use so that you can set your next goal and then hopefully succeed with that. And what you need also to do is to support others that will follow in your footsteps. You may have a friend, a neighbor, or another family member that you can say, look, I did it, it was worthwhile, and I'll do anything I can to help you. Because if there's anything that any of you should learn, that you can succeed, and something that's so important, and like I said to the kids that graduated on Wednesday night, dreams do come true. And don't let anybody tell you that that doesn't happen. So you make us proud. You make us very, very proud as a city so that you can take what you've learned and help others. And again, for myself, the Dover City Council, the entire city of Dover, want to congratulate each and every one of you and hope that your dreams do come true. And next we have greetings from the New Hampshire Senate, Senator Dave Waters.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and congratulations, graduates. All right. Yes. I am here on behalf of my colleagues in the Hampshire State Senate. It is my privilege to represent Dover and Barrington, Somersworth, and Rollinsford up in the Senate, and also from the House of Representatives, the 9 representatives that we have from Dover, and also the governor, who's deeply, deeply committed to education. I also want to congratulate you, because I'm a teacher, and I just finished my 41st year of teaching, and I will say the one thing I've noticed in 41 years now is that every year the graduates look a little bit younger, because I haven't aged at all. And I wanted to say just a moment about what education means in New Hampshire. And I also want to ask you to think about what your education, your accomplishment means in terms of how you become a citizen of Dover and New Hampshire. When I take my oath of office, I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire. And it wants everybody to have life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Those are good things. But it particularly says that if we want to have a civil society that is prosperous and where individuals can pursue their own dreams but also come together to make a better society, then we have to cherish education. Great word, cherish. You know, been a lot of lawsuits about what it means. You know, I mean, cherish means you got to love it, and I hope you all love learning. But cherish also means that, you know, something is fragile, that we might lose it, you know, and we have to preserve it, and we have to nurture it as well. And we even have to pay for it too, right? And that's always been a little tough in New Hampshire. But I think they were right about something, that yes, education, today especially, if you're going to be able to accomplish your dreams, to earn a good living, to have the fruits of the American dream, it's almost impossible now to do that without education. And I think we see the effects that certain people and certain classes of people and certain kinds of people have not been able to access that education and can't fulfill their American dreams. And I think secondly, too, the idea of being a civil society, that we can come together, overcome our disputes, and think not just of ourselves, but of the greater good as well. And that's citizenship. You know, that we have to have citizenships for democracy to survive. And in particular, in light of the events of the last few days, that we need educated people to provide for us liberty and justice for all. And I hope you will go forth and help us build that American dream with the education you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Waters. It is an occasional tradition at Dover Adult Learning Center graduation to recognize a graduate from a previous year's class who has distinguished him or herself through higher education, community service, and professional work. This year, we are pleased and honored to recognize a graduate who has distinguished herself in all 3 areas. When I first met Felicia, she was about to teach her first class at Dover Adult Learning Center. Little did I know at that time that she was actually coming full circle, because later I learned that Felicia was a graduate. She had earned her GED in 1989. So I had to meet her. And as we talked about what she had been up to since she graduated, I was really impressed with her energy and her enthusiasm and her commitment to her own growth and development, as well as that of her family and of the community. When I offered the opportunity for her to mentor an adult student, she immediately leapt at it. I knew then that she exemplified the amazing things that you can do and achieve when you seize the opportunities that are presented to you. So Felicia LeBranch, please come forward to receive this commendation from the Dover Adult Learning Center Board of Directors. The DALC Board President Bob Renshaw will present the commendation.
Commendation from the Board of Directors of the Dover Adult Learning Center of Stratford County. Whereas Felicia LeBranch earned her high school equivalency certificate, GED, at Dover Adult Learning Center in 1989 and obtained her bachelor's degree in business management from Granite State College in 2015, and recently returned to the Dover Adult Learning Center as a teacher. There's more. Whereas Felicia is the dedicated mother to 2 daughters, Erica, age 26, and Marissa, age 17, and wife of Brian LaBranch for 22 years. Whereas Felicia is the founder and president of iConcierge Marketing, an outsourced marketing solutions company for small businesses, and co-owner of Trinkets and Treasures, an antique business with her husband Brian since 2006. Whereas Felicia is actively involved in the community, especially with the Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce. Therefore, we honor the achievements of Felicia LaBranch and recognize her as a distinguished Dover Adult Learning Center graduate, given this 19th day of June, 2015. Congratulations.
Well, let me just begin by saying that I'm humbled to be addressing all of you. I did my homework. Oh yeah, I Googled the past recipients of this award. I looked up how I should be addressing you. I watched YouTube videos of inspiring speeches. But in my eyes, there have been many more accomplished honorees before me. But my research helped me to realize the most important things I can share with you are the real-life lessons we don't always recognize. You see, I've sat where you are sitting. Regardless of the reason, and whether you're 19 or 45, the fact that you are here today tells me 2 things. 1, the circumstances in your life at the time prevented you from completing high school. 2, you're a fighter. Let's just say that my childhood circumstances were not conducive to a successful future, and my youth was not spent developing a sense of personal responsibility. After failing to pass from 8th grade to 9th grade and enter high school at around age 15, I think, I essentially became an emancipated minor. I quit school so I could work full-time and live on my own. I got by for a while, but when I became pregnant at 18, I knew it was time to take charge of my life. I wanted to create a better life for my child. At 9 months pregnant, I received my GED at Dover Adult Learning Center in 1989. I'll save you from the math. It's not my best subject either. I'll be 45 next month. You heard Bob say that I'm now a college graduate and president of my own company, and after a rocky start in life, that sounds like an okay place to end up, right? But I didn't find my way overnight, and I didn't do it alone. My story may not be unlike some of yours. After getting my GED, I had the credentials I needed to enroll in community college, and a month later, my baby was born. I was suddenly a single parent trying to navigate parenthood, get by on public assistance. I was working 2 jobs as a cashier and a waitress and going to school, when really I was still trying to grow up myself. One day, at one of my waitressing gigs, I was standing with my boss, and a favorite former teacher walked through the door. I introduced her, as good manners dictate, to my boss. And then we sort of went on our own way and about our business. But not long after that, I was walking to work and I ran into that teacher again. And I remember our conversation in the middle of the Chestnut Street Bridge to this day. She told me she'd been thinking about me since she saw me last, something about the way I made the introduction to my boss. And she had a proposition for me. She explained she owned her own company and she needed an office manager. She offered me the job. And I couldn't imagine why she wanted me, the hopeless student, no office skills. And I honestly tried to turn it down. But she told me that she knew that I could learn the job, and she literally wouldn't take no for an answer. So I reluctantly took the job, and I was thinking I was doomed to fail her. Well, I did learn the job. The basic office skills I acquired there helped me to later move on to better paying jobs. So oddly enough, by the opportunity extended through the grace of an introduction and the kindness of a teacher who saw something in me that maybe I didn't even know existed, something amazing began to happen. I started to realize I was capable. I was capable of learning, capable of good grades, capable of doing well, not just in school or work, but in life in general. And I don't take sole credit for that. Around this time, I had also met my husband, who turned out to be the greatest positive influence and my biggest champion in life. Largely by his example, I eventually evolved into a stronger and more confident person. But when I reflect on those early times, I do so with respect for the people in my life that saw something in me and gave me a chance. Each of these people encouraged me and left me with a bit more confidence to challenge myself, but it took a long time to truly figure out who I wanted to be. Over the years, I kept trying to finish college, and each time I tried to go back, life got in the way. And completely contrary to my early years, I became a hard worker. I took every opportunity to learn on the job, and I was always striving for success and advancement. I still didn't have my degree, so I guess I felt I had to prove my worth. I held various jobs in banking and finance, but eventually I found myself in a corporate marketing position, and I loved marketing, and I thought I wanted to be a marketing executive. But no matter how strong my work ethic was, I knew it wouldn't happen without a degree. So I spent the last 8 years, one night class at a time, trying to get the paper that proved I was capable. And then just last year, it finally dawned on me. What I really wanted was to be in control of my own success and my own destiny. So after 12 years with my employer, I quit my job and started my own marketing company. Yeah, it was a little like jumping off a cliff. Now I work my tail off for myself and for my clients, and I just celebrated 1 year in business, and it really feels good to dream again. One of my former colleagues and a dear friend of mine helped me to validate this decision when he later acknowledged that even if I had gotten that executive position, I wouldn't have been content. My nature is to want something more. So yes, I have never worked harder in my life, and while I still worry about the bills and all the normal stuff, I've never been happier. But just because I left that corporate job, I didn't stop pursuing my higher education. You see, not getting my degree and embracing the education that I deserved earlier in life came to be one of my only regrets. And 2 weeks ago, when I finally received that bachelor's degree, I thought about all of you and what my experience might offer. So the moral of my story is life has a way of interrupting the best intentions, and we sometimes have to keep fighting for what we want and what we deserve. For me, being in charge of my own destiny and getting that degree are both hard-won accomplishments and a long time coming, but the journey has been worth it because I finally have figured out who I want to be. And in doing so, I can honestly say I found true happiness in my life. That is my success. So whether you're here in this place in your life because you want to pursue a higher education, develop your career, or simply to check off an item on your bucket list, I'm going to leave you with 5 things that I think you will do well to remember. You can't let the circumstances define you. You must define your circumstances. Embrace the positive influences in your life and the support they offer you. You'll recognize them as the people who tend to leave you just a little better off than they found you. Dare to recognize that you are capable and deserving of what you want in life. Being kind enough to yourself to be proud of your accomplishments gives you the courage to try the next thing. And wake up every day and find something to be grateful for. When you're tired, alone, the kids are sick, and the car needs fixing, and the bills are due, look around. If you really try, I promise you will always find something to be grateful for. And success is defined by each of us, not by society, not by our bank account. I don't care what Daniel Webster says. At nearly 45 years old, and after making a lot of mistakes and overcoming many challenges in life, I'm here to tell you the definition of success is finding happiness within yourself through your own sense of accomplishment. So don't be afraid to find that spark within yourself and chase it. It's been an honor to share my story with you today. If it helps even one of you,